When I went to bed last night, it was no different to any night these last 2 weeks. I closed my eyes and just like every night, Dad was on my mind. But then I opened my eyes and I was in a garden. It was night, the stars were out and the moon was out, reflecting on a beautiful garden that I found myself in. There was a path, and when I looked up, I saw Dad standing there on a porch. There was no trace of his illness, of his struggles. It was Dad. And I walked up to him and I said, Dad, I have so much to say. And I never said it when you were alive. And now I get this dream. And I'm not even sure you'll ever get these words. And he pulled me closer, and he pressed my head against his chest, and he held me so tight. And he whispered, I know, my girl, I know, and I see. And he wiped the tears that were running down my cheeks, and he kept saying to me, it doesn't matter anymore. And I wanted to tell him, but that's what I want to tell him. It doesn't matter anymore, Dad. And it didn't even matter while he was alive so much. And he pushed me away a little bit. And I said to him, I've always walked away from you. I've always walked away from you. And he said, my girl, my greatest accomplishment was teaching you to live without me. And I got so mad at him. And I said to him, it wasn't your choice. It wasn't your decision to make. I needed my dad. And I never wanted to live without my dad. And he stopped me right there. And he said, to lay down my weapons and to take off this coat of armor I was wearing because it was getting too heavy. And he was right. He was always right when it came to that. And I laid against him and he held me again. And he told me, now close your eyes and go to sleep. And I said, Dad, I don't want to wake up. I don't want this dream to end. And he told me to think about when the last time was I dreamed. And I looked at him and I couldn't remember when was the last time I had a dream. And he said, do you remember what you asked God? You asked for one more last chance. You asked for a moment with me. Do you remember that? He said, God gave it to you, my girl. And I closed my eyes. When I woke up this morning, I realized that I had gotten exactly what I asked for. And Dad was fine. And Dad was happy. And more importantly, Dad got the last word in, just like it's supposed to be. Dad is in heaven, and he's beautiful, and he's pure, and that's all I've ever wanted for my dad. In Dad's death, he sent my mom back, he sent my sisters back, he sent my brother back, and for the first time in my life, I can see my mom the way I was meant to see her, and not through the eyes of someone so angry and so hurt with not only them but the world. That veil he lifted from me, the greatest gift he gave me in his death, and in our one more last chance, was to see my mommy again, and to hear my sisters and my brother and my nieces and my nephews. The life I had been living so alone and removed from him and from the rest of my family, my mom and my sisters and my brother, is all gone now. And that was Dad's last gift to me. I got my one more last chance. And through that I know that nothing matters anymore. Dad was always and will always be a remarkable man. The man I idolized, the love of my life, the one who could do with my heart whatever he pleased, because he had that power over me. And in one moment, he fixed me. Dad was larger than life in so many ways. He will be so missed. His presence will be so missed. The world is so much emptier without him. But he is happy. He is in heaven. He's around that throne where he wanted to be. And I know for the remainder of our lives, Dad, with the help of Jesus, will watch over us. Rest in peace, Daddy. I love you so much.
I wish I could have been there, Dad, but unfortunately, I'm unable to attend. I didn't grow up really knowing you, but I've been so blessed with the times that we were able to spend together in Centurion. Every visit, every outing with you will remain with me forever. Satan tried to destroy a family, and in a sense he got it right. But I thank God for the times that Jennifer and I were able to spend with you. I know that you are now one of God's beautiful angels. And I know that even though life didn't turn out the way we all wanted it to, that we had our good times. It hasn't been just a tragedy. We were able to enjoy life, laugh, live. And still there was that yearning that I know you had to have time with your children and for us to have time with you. But one day we will meet in heaven and we will be a family again there, in God's presence, in that awesome, amazing place that we've always spoken about and thought about. Thank you, Dad, for the times that we were able to see you in Centurion. Thank you for putting in the effort to come and see me when I couldn't drive out to see you. And I'm so happy that you are with God, because all the pain and suffering is gone now. And now I look forward to the day that we go to heaven and spend it with you there in goodness, in good health, and with a great joy that no one can even describe. I love you, Dad. May you always be blessed and look down knowing that despite life, we love you.
I would like to thank everyone for being here today to celebrate the life of my father and for attending the funeral. It is very comforting and your thoughtfulness is very much appreciated in this difficult time. I would personally like to thank Auntie Dee for donating the beautiful flower arrangement. It truly brightens the room and lifted my mood. I know my dad would have appreciated your kind gesture, so thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I would also like to extend my deepest appreciation to Rector Pritchard for the beautiful service and the use of the church. Your kind words have really lifted heavy laden hearts, and we will remember this day for as long as we live. Your contribution and kindness is overwhelming, and you have our deepest gratitude. Thank you. Thank you to all who are present today, and for everyone who has assisted and lent a helping hand or spoken a word of encouragement, and for everything done and everyone who played a role, both known and unknown to us. We truly appreciate it. I would just like to know my sisters Alice and Melissa, who very much wanted to be here today but couldn't. I know if it were possible, they would have loved to pay their respects and ultimately to say goodbye to our dad. Our thoughts are with them. Paul, thank you so much for helping me with the funeral arrangements for Dad. When Dad passed, I was devastated and I couldn't think clearly. And having you there to assist with making phone calls and planning the service was a big help to us. Your loving support and kindness and friendship means a great deal to me, and I will never forget everything you have done leading up to today. No words can express my gratitude and how much you and Elisha mean to us. Thank you for everything. Lastly, thank you for taking them in and taking such good care of them, for making the last years of their lives a joy every day. I will forever be grateful to you, and may God always bless you for your kindness. Robbie, something that makes me smile every time I think about it is about you and Dad, who so oddly came into each other's lives and stayed. You were lifelong friends that have always been there for each other no matter what stages your life went through. There are only a handful of people that will come into your life and stick around, and you and my dad cherished each other. You've grown old together, you've held each other's hand when things were tough, and watched each other's struggles, and then achieved so much together, and ultimately became the people you are today, and the person my dad was before he passed on. There's a different type of connection that you had with my dad, and you were in his life throughout different stages. Your friendship had grown and evolved just like the two of you have over the years. So here's to true friends that came and stayed in each other's lives for what seems a lifetime. One of the best parts about having lifelong friends is that there's plenty of memories to reminisce about, sharing times that you spent together, whether it was at your house or in a restaurant. It seems like there will never be a memory that you can't laugh endlessly about. You always had so much fun. You were my dad's butt, and for that I am eternally grateful. You stuck with him through thick and thin, and when he couldn't see well anymore, you became his eyes. This is a special thank you from the bottom of my heart for being there for my dad always, for taking such good care of him like no one could, and for meaning everything to him. I will never forget what you meant to my dad, and no words can describe how I feel inside. My father was truly the best person I know, and we will miss him dearly. He always helped everyone, and I don't remember one time when he was not jolly and joyful. He always had a smile ready on his face, and I will remember him that way until I lay my head down one day. I thank him for everything he did for us. He was my hero and always will be. Thank you, Daddy, for everything.